Hi, this is Melinda with Martin Publishing Services. I finally got set up in my new office here in Melbourne, Florida on the Space Coast. I may be a little echoey, but I'm trying to put up my decor, work on that. I still got to get a rug and lots of other things. But there's always an excuse to not proceed with the plan. So I am proceeding even with an excuse. A challenge for sure. So I ordered some books from okibees.com, which is Jay Miletsky's new venture. Y'all may know Jay from IAPCbooks.com. And he's been a great resource. Sorry, I'm going to adjust that. That was my forehead on big display. That's okay though, right? So now y'all know what my forehead looks like. I'm going to open. I've had this box, so I got this box of books from Okie Bees before we moved a few weeks ago. So I've been waiting till I was set up and could just kind of had a new space that I was excited about to share this with y'all. So I just popped the tape on it, and let's see what we got. So Okie Bees for now is mostly children's books, but Jay will be expanding that. So all three of these books that I have, I think I got three. I may have got more than three. These are all children's books. I don't even remember what I ordered. Let's see. I'm excited. Oh, okay. Well, let's do this. I haven't done an unboxing before. I'm not really sure what other people do. I'll show you the box. This is probably an important part of unboxing. So he shipped it USPS medium mail in this very sturdy case. It was good and taped up. Okay. So we get a thank you. That's important. I always like that. Thank you. We really appreciate your order and hope you love your books. Please enjoy 10% off your next order with us by using discount code. It's just our way of saying, well, you get it. So okibees.com, Indie for all. So Jay has big dreams, and they're not just dreams, but Jay also has big achievements. So I'm confident that this dream will also be a big achievement for him as well. So I honestly don't remember what I ordered. I'm like, did I order this? So, okay. So this is on being, oh yeah. I did. Because my daughter loves Japanese stuff. And this is about Japanese Canadian histories. I mean, I'm American, but it was great to learn about all cultures. So on being Yukiko, a graphic novel by Jeff Chiba Stearns and Lillian Michiko Blakey. Beautifully told and illustrated. What a gift to Japanese Canadian history. Joy Kagawa, author of Obasan. Okay, so we have this. And here's the back cover. Oh, look at all the goodies on there. This is what is called a case laminate. It's like a textbook. Oh my goodness. Identity is knowing our history. Most deaf. I'm big on history, not necessarily military history, but just history of the people. Oh, two of Canada's most notable Japanese Canadian artists, Jeff Chiba Stearns and Lillian Michiko Blakey, come together. I want to say Blakely because I knew some Blakeleys, but it's Blakey. Come together in an exciting graphic novel collaboration to tell an intergenerational story on family history and cultural identity. Okay, so published with the support of, that's what I was looking at. Like, what's all this here? So, published with the support of the National Museum and Cultural Center, Calgary Japanese Community Association, Japanese Culture Association, Greater Toronto chapter of the NAJC, and I don't have my my glasses on, so some of this I can't read, and that's okay. Website onbeingyukiko.com, also on Instagram and meditatingbunny.com. $19.99 Canadian price, $16.99 US price. So you probably have never had a book unboxing like this, because as a book designer, these are all the things that go through my mind when I'm looking at a book. I'm looking at barcodes and just all kinds of things like that. Oh, let's look at the spine. Okay, so got their spine on there. Is this how people do this? Okay, whatever. We'll figure it out. So it's got their little logo on there. I look for that. Okay, now I can actually look at the book. I have a nice big window over here. It's so nice. Somebody was walking by. So identity is knowing our history. That's really cute. So this is, I believe this is just a custom in sheet that they use. It's not the same as the coated paper. It could also be what they call a self-end, but because it's not the coated paper, I'm thinking it's just a customized end sheet. Oh my goodness, look at all these special things and editorial advice. Publishing a book like this, that's history focused, does take a lot of people. It does take a village. Okay, so, I'm not going to go page by page. I'm just kind of showing you what's in here, and I will read over it. Oh, look how nice. Okay, so graphic novel. And so of course, this is a graphic novel format that we see here. I can't wait to dig in and look at all the things. Lovely, lovely. Then I flip to the back. Oh, what do we have back here? Oh, a glossary. That's great. This is great because it really opens up the ability of the book to be used educationally. And you don't see a lot of books with glossaries like this. So this is great for kids. Lots of important words in there. Ooh, picture brides, POW count, road counts, third culture kid. These are great. Okay, and then we have our authors here. So I always love the about the author and illustrator pages. I always recommend those. Okay, so that's book one. Oh, look at this, so beautiful. Ferenzi's light just glows. Maybe not so much on video, but in person, it just glows, which is supposed to because it's a firefly. Beautifully illustrated. So sometimes you'll see children's books that are just very simple on the back, and that's what they've gone with here. They also worked with a printer that had responsibly sourced paper. Not every printer has that. So if that's important to you, you'll want to work with a printer that offers that option. And then $16.99 US and $18.50 Canadian. And they do have the price in the barcode. They have the US price in the barcode here. I don't know if you can see that. $19.99. No price in the barcode here. That's okay. And then this is a jacketed case laminate. So the jacket's the same design, just with additional information on the flaps. Now, I'm not sure what size this is. It's, you're not going to get a size like this with print on demand. It's not offered. So Ingram Spark, the only landscape trim size they offer is an 11 by 8.5. So this is a little bit smaller. I don't know if that's a 10 by 7. I'm not quite sure. 9 by 7 possibly. Oh, okay. All right. So I think this is this self ends. It's printed on the same paper as the interior. So that's what this would be considered a self end, I believe. I don't know everything about children's book publications or printing or publication in general. I know a lot, but I'm always learning. as we all should be. So that's lovely. I haven't seen any of these yet, so I'm looking at it with you. A nice copyright page. Like, copyright page don't have to be boring. I'm not even reading it because I can't see. I should find my glasses. Oh, they're just all the illustrations. Oh, I love wearing my hair like that in the bandana. The handkerchief. Or the kerchief. Okay. All right, so they have their author bio and illustrator bio on the back flap. Okay, so that's a good option as well, because you get, I don't know how many pages this is, I haven't looked at it yet, but when you do the self ends like this, this actually is, it requires 2 blank pages in your page count, because it's still a page. It's just the backside is glued to the cover. So in order, you want to work in counts of 4 with children's books, and they, instead of paying for additional papers, they just opted to put their about the illustrator and about the author information on the dust jacket flap, which is great. Beautiful, beautiful book. That was one of their top sellers. I wish you happiness. So I am big on happiness. I don't have all of my happy art up yet, but I have a good little collection of just happy things, like it's a good day to have a good day, crazy happy. I was just born happy. Not everybody is. Trust me. I mean, there are definitely the people that were born the Eeyores out there. And that's fine. I mean, the world needs all types. Okay. Michael Wong and Anne Barata. Sorry, I'm from Texas. We mispronounce everything. Toshvili. Baratashvili. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. But I love the pastel colors here. And I love, like, that's so creative. You see dandelions overused a lot, or I do, just being in the publishing space. And so I love that this was incorporated as the hot air balloon type. I love this swirly illustration, effects in the clouds, textured. Oh my goodness. This is also a case laminate with a dust jacket. And I love doing stuff like this too on the flaps, because you want to look for ways to incorporate the illustrations that just the little small things like this. It's not a full page illustration. It was probably pulled from another illustration that was done, perhaps. I would just have to look through and see. Okay. And I'm also going to look on this one too. Let me look real quick. Okay, yeah. So on the dust jacket flap, they have their price listed up here. That's very common to list that on the interior flap. And so they have that here as well up there. You can see that. Doesn't have to be huge, just that's a common place people have been trained to look for pricing. $17.99 in the US and $24.99 Australia. And they opted for the US pricing and the barcode. And so this back cover just has some text. It's just a lovely minimalistic cover. Empowering, enchanting, inclusive. Empower your children and children you care about to be the best they can be with this beautifully inspiring and inclusive book of wishes, love, and happiness. There's another paragraph too, but I've got a call in an hour, so I got to kind of not get off track. So I guess you can write a note to the child you're gifting this to. Look at all this copyright page information. Okay, so you'll see this a lot too in children's books in order to save on print cost. They combine the dedication with the copyright information. So dedicated my wife, Amy, and 2 boys. Follow us for news of new books and giveaways at Pico Puppy, Picco puppy.com. And he also listed his other titles right here. Thank you to the Kickstarter and Indiegogo community. family and friends, Jay Miletsky and Miriam Pinedo. So let's see. Special thanks to the illustrator. That's always nice. And David Miles for your beautiful cover design and invaluable guidance. Okay, so font credits. Sometimes you can find, like if you have a children's book that you really love and you love the font, you can look on the copyright page for those fonts. So that's awesome. Font creators don't really get a lot of credit in the community, and they totally should. Like, we all know the importance of a font. If you don't know the importance of a font, then you're at the very beginning of your publishing journey, and you will soon learn the importance. How do we get this back in focus? Okay. So this is copyright 2020. Text and illustrations are copyrighted to Pico Company, not to the illustrator. First published in 2020. A catalog record for this book is available with the National Library of Australia, printed and bound in China. Okay. So like getting these little things, like I already talked about, see this over here. Even if your book is a full page illustrated children's book, make sure your illustrator gives you some bonuses like this that can be used on the flaps, on the title page. Oh, look how lovely. I wish you dreams and aspirations to spread your wings and reach for the stars, which I know so many of us are doing. Like, look at this lovely lighting that the illustrator, the moon, that's the light source. It's hitting the face shield. It's hitting the top of the hair. Beautiful. Oh, look at the little doggy. Oh, I grew up in the country, so I love country illustrations. So cute. Just kind of showing you some of them. Oh, again, the lighting. And like, this is just easy. I don't like to use the word easy, but just a way to carry the illustration over. It's just a good aesthetic. Like, yeah, he could have just stopped here, but why not just take up some of this room here to frame that text? Oh, so there we use, that looks like the exact illustration that was used on the cover. Okay, yes. So sometimes you can repurpose an illustration for the front cover. And I'm not going to go through the whole book because it's not a read aloud. And all right, so they have author and illustrator information on the back flap. Oh, I love dogs. I have a boxer myself. Look at this. Can you spot the dogs? And so I was already spotting the dogs because I'm just like, oh, I love dogs so much. My grandmother was a breeder. I would like to be a breeder someday, but not right now. And then can you spot the famous people? So that's some great interactivity that gives, more life to the book. You can do more with this book than just read it. Or just read it once and be done. You can let's find the dogs. Okay, now let's go back through. And then you can do, we homeschool our kids. And so books like this, you can build unit studies around. There's other, famous people that they've put through here. There's the dogs. There's all kinds of things that can be done with this book. So I'm always looking for diversity in characters. This is great. Lots of diversity represented here. I know growing up, especially now as a 43-year-old, when I go back and look at, all kinds of things from my childhood, it was just, there was no diversity represented. And so that's something that is important to me and should be important to everybody. Okay, beautifully, beautifully done. Okay. Oh, 52 Tales of Loneliness. Oh, with companion audiobook. Oh, is there an audiobook in here? Okay, no, must be online, I think, unless I'm looking at something wrong. I bought it because we just moved to Florida. Like I said, I'm 20 minutes from the ocean. I love to support the sea life, the wildlife, and I thought it would be a beautiful book for my collection out here, 52 52, A Tale of Loneliness. Inspired by the true story of the 52 Hertz well. Okay, yeah. So like when I was rubbing my finger on it, this is raised text, which you cannot get with print on demand. You have to work with a book manufacturer to get this option. The ocean is a beautiful thing, my friend, from shore to shore and end to end, where peace and rage and cold attend. The ocean is a beautiful thing. So they opted to not list pricing on the book or in the barcode, which is totally fine. Maybe did not want to box themselves into a price. Far beneath the beautiful sea, and look at these lovely, I'm just going to call these self-ends because the paper matches the paper of the interior. It's a coated paper, not that, like the end sheets are typically like stiffer, a different weight. I'm trying to read that. Told in short poetic passages, this well, simply known as 52, celebrates the joy of life that he's found beneath the ocean waves. But there is just one small problem. No other well can hear him sing. And I love true stories. Yet, despite this hardship, or because of it, 52 remains optimistic, introducing us to the magic and the beauty of his own invisible world. All right, so let's press on. As read by Patton Oswalt. Oh, okay. By visiting umbrellybooks.com/52. Let us read to you. Enjoy our complimentary companion audiobook of 52, A Tale of Loneliness. Okay, so when you have a blank page in a children's book, you're still paying for this. So you may want to look for ways to optimize any blank page like this with some sort of design. You can also leave it blank for doing author signings. You can do that. Okay. Again, a lengthy copyright page, which is great. Copyright 2020. Special thanks. First edition. Okay. Umbrella Books Publishing for Annie, inspired by the true story. So again, we have another blank page here. And they may just wanted a minimalist look, which is totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, so they went with the layout, at least from what I'm seeing so far, that, sometimes instead of doing a book illustrations that go all the way to the edge, you can just frame, use a border, or it's not necessarily a border. You just have the deeper margins that act as a border, and then text on its own page. This is always easy to read, right? Black text on a white page. No one's going to have trouble reading it. And they used a good serif font. It's like a typewriter font, but it looks good. Okay, so I'm just going through letting you see some of this. Oh my goodness. Oh, he looks so sad. I want to read the story, but I'll have to do it later. Okay, so that's what I've got for today. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, Jay Miletsky at IAPCbooks.com is the brainchild behind okiebees.com. He's amazing to work with. He's super, super knowledgeable. He has a very large Facebook group that's like children's book illustrators and authors, I think, but it's like so big. It's really hard to manage a group that large. And he just started a new group called Ask an Indie Author Anything, I think it is. So he dedicates a lot of his time to answering questions for free. It's his time, and it's he makes a valiant effort to respond to everybody. And then, of course, other people in the community that are also knowledgeable speak up and share their experiences as well. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, And I'm sure I'll be spending more money and ordering more books and doing more unboxing. Thank you.